Hey coders, and welcome to episode 3 of our Basic Widgets season on the Flutter course. In today's episode, we are going to be investigating the row and column widgets. As you can probably tell from the name itself, row and column are very self-explanatory. They basically just structure the widgets that you supply it in either column or a row. So I use these a lot when I'm developing apps in Flutter, and I think you will too. For instance, one of the cool things about these is that you can actually combine these two widgets together. So if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that we have row widgets that are stacked up in a column widget. And then within each of those rows, we are stacking other widgets, such as image widgets, horizontally. So let's go investigate this in the live demonstration and see how we can utilize both of these widgets. Since our last episode, I've gone in and made a couple adaptations to the code, so let's go and check them out right now. As you can see from our simulator, I have added a card widget, which is the only widget in this list view right there. And as a child to the card widget, I have supplied a container widget. Now, all that this container widget is doing is just stretching out this card widget to a height of 250, and then also giving it a width of the maximum amount of space that it can take within this screen horizontally. Now, as a child widget to the container, I have supplied a text widget, as you can see right there. And that is displaying University of Pennsylvania. But let's say that we wanted to add even more text and description to this card. How could we do that? Well, that is a perfect opportunity for the column widget. So if we were to try to wrap this text in a column, all that we need to do is just hover over the text right here, click on it even, and then you'll get this light bulb icon right there. And this is, again, a quick and easy way to wrap whatever widgets you want with another widget, in this case, a column. Alright, so the cool thing about this column widget, and even the row widget, is that it will take in an array of widgets as its now children widgets, right? The container will only take a single child widget, singular, but column and row widgets take in an array of widgets, which will now be the children widgets, right? So you can supply this column with as many children widgets as you want. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so down here I actually have another text widget which I want to add. So I'm going to steal that. And then right after this first element of the array, I'm going to paste that text element. Alright, and just like that, if we can see on the screen, we now have University of Pennsylvania in bold, and then right after that is our second text widget, Philadelphia, PA. Now, you probably noticed that when we wrapped our text widgets within a column widget, that automatically defaulted the alignment to a center alignment, right? Which is okay, but let's say that we wanted to align it back over to the left. How could we do that? Well, we would have to access one of the properties on this column widget, and that is the cross-axis alignment. Now, there's two similar sounding properties, cross-axis alignment and MainAxis alignment. So, with the column widget, the main axis alignment is referring to the y-axis, right? So with column, the main axis alignment, usually columns are arranged vertically. So when you want to align the main axis, you're referring to the alignment up and down. But the cross-axis alignment is the opposite, the left and right, the x-axis. So if we're trying to shift these two text widgets over to the left, that's referring to an x-axis shift, right? A horizontal shift. So we're going to access this cross-axis alignment property. So this expects, let's see, if we say cross-axis alignment and give it a dummy data. So it looks like this expects a cross-axis alignment parameter type. So that's exactly what we're going to supply it. We'll say cross-axis alignment, and then we have some options that we can select from. So we're going to select this start option, and basically what that's going to do is bring this to the start or the left-hand side of this column widget. So let me get rid of this for now. And if we save it, there we go. So now both of these text widgets have been aligned to the left. Now, just for fun, let's try to manipulate this main axis alignment. So let's say that we want to bring these two text widgets, or whatever is in our column widget, down to the bottom of the column. Then we would access the main axis alignment, because then again, that is a vertical shift, right? So just like the cross axis alignment, we would now access main axis alignment and then give it a value of end, because we want to now align our widgets at the end of the column. So if we save that and update, there we go. So now our widgets, our text widgets, whatever widgets we supply this children property, is all the way down and all the way to the left. All right, so that's pretty cool. So that is the column widget. Now let's look at the row widget. So as the third element within the children widgets, I actually have written out all of this right there. So let me just copy this, and I'll explain it in just a second, and paste that as the third element. All right, so I'm going to now save this, and there we go. So it's updated. All right, so again, after our Philadelphia text widget, looks like I added a divider widget, which is just this line right there. And then after that, I have added a row widget. Again, row widgets align certain widgets horizontally. So let's check out the children widget for this row. It looks like we have column widgets as the children of the row. So again, you can nest column widgets within rows and row widgets within columns, right? You can nest them as many times as you'd like. All right, let's look at now our column. It looks like we just have a text widget that says academics, and then also the rating for the academics. All right, and it looks like we repeat that pattern for social and also for price. So I like how this is looking. However, all of these are kind of just squished up, right? They're squished up right next to each other, and they're not really spaced out. Let's say I want to actually space these widgets out. Well, to do that, we would access again the main axis alignment, right? So for column, if you recall, the main axis alignment was referring to the vertical direction, right? For column, because that is the main axis in a column. However, for rows, rows are generally speaking horizontal. So if we were to access the main axis alignment of the row, we would be referring to the horizontal alignment. All right, so again, we'll give main axis alignment that property type, and now we're going to access some of these cooler alignment features. So before we just talked about start, right, and end, but there's actually some more ways that we can align the widgets within our rows and columns. For instance, we can align them evenly. If we were to do that, then there we go. It looks like now the widgets in our row have been spaced out evenly. We also have space. We also have space between. And what that does is it basically puts as much space between it as it can, and it leaves no space for the start and the end of your row widgets. But we're going to actually use another one, which is space around. Space around is basically a combination of space between and space evenly. It puts half of the space on the start and the end, and then spaces out evenly the rest of the widgets within your row. So that looks pretty dang good in my opinion. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the very next episode.